Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really going deep, plunging into some accounts that are, well, truly unusual and frankly pretty unsettling. Stories that make you question, what's real? These aren't just abstract tales, they're firsthand personal encounters. Things that people swear they saw, things that just shouldn't exist. We're talking upright dog-like creatures, strange reptilian beings, even missing time.
That's exactly it. And the material we're diving into today comes directly from the witnesses. It's from a collection of audio excerpts called Strange Things 2, Werewolves, Reptilians, and Missing Time. So our job here really is to unpack these stories, pull out those vivid details, see if there are patterns, and importantly, look at the impact these things had on the people involved. It's often profound.
So here's something to think about as you listen. What does it actually mean when someone describes seeing something that, well, by all logic, shouldn't be there? Okay, let's kick off with something that really grabs people's imaginations. These upright canine creatures, dogmen, werewolves, whatever you want to call them. Our first story is from back in 2013. A guy named Wilson Swilly worked for Union Pacific Railroad.
Right, in Missouri Valley, Iowa.
Yeah. He's driving home after a midnight shift down some county road and sees this dark shape up ahead.
And his first thought, naturally, is maybe a big dog. But that changes fast. As he slows down, gets closer, he sees these two orange glowing eyes staring right back at him.
Creepy.
Yeah. And then the real kicker, this thing slowly starts to stand up. Swilly realizes, okay, this is not a dog. He gets up to about 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
Yeah, dog-like legs, he said, but no tail. And this awful short snout. Then it just turns and walks off the road into the woods.
You know, what's interesting is how he reacted. He said he wasn't scared right away. But later, thinking about it, it really, really disturbed him. Deeply. He actually saw a rerun later, something about the beast on Bray Road.
Ah, yes. The famous Wisconsin case.
And he was totally convinced that's what he saw. A werewolf.
That delay in processing, the fear hitting later, that's actually, well, it's surprisingly common in what researchers sometimes call high strangeness encounters. It's like the event is so far outside the norm, the brain just needs time to catch up with how impossible it seems.
Makes sense. It's just too much to take in at once.
Exactly. And similar to Swilly's story, we have another one, this time from 1989. Oregon, two friends, out hunting in a hayfield.
Okay.
They're up in an apple tree at night. Got a clear view, maybe 200 yards of open field all around. They felt pretty secure, like nothing could sneak up.
Your famous last words, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It started with this sound. Really eerie, strange, like someone blowing just one note on a flute.
A flute, out there.
Yeah. And it got louder and louder until it felt like it was right beside them. And then bam, an instant, really noticeable drop in temperature.
Whoa. Okay, that's the kind of detail that just screams something is very wrong here.
It really does. Then they see movement. Tall grass, western edge of the field. First thought again. Big dog. Maybe a bear. But that idea went out the window quick.
Because
Because it stood up, sniffed the air. They could see the silhouette clearly. Then it dropped back down, started moving toward them. About 150 yards away at this point.
Okay, my heart would be pounding. What happened as it got closer?
At about 75 yards,
Yeah.
it stood up again on its hind legs and just broke into a run, straight at them.
Oh, man.
The witness, he was very specific. He said, it looked like what you would expect a werewolf to look like.
Wow.
He knew, logically, these things don't exist.
Yeah.
But it was the only description that fit. They were terrified. Even though they had guns, they just bolted, ran for their truck.
So did it chase them? Did it come over the fence?
No, interestingly. It stopped at the fence line, climbed onto this huge stump, and just sat there. Watched them leave.
Huh. Almost like it had a boundary. Now, skeptics would say, it was dark, misidentification, fear playing tricks.
Sure, that's always the easy out.
But what makes this one harder to just dismiss like that?
Well, that stopping behavior is odd,
Yeah.
right? Suggests maybe it wasn't purely aggressive or there was some limit. But the really compelling part is what happened afterwards. Their parents, of course, didn't believe him. Who would?
Right.
So 2 days later, they went back, but this time during the day.
Yeah.
And what they found was alarming.
Yeah, this is the part that gets me. They found a clearing. Just a mass of bones everywhere.
Bones scattered, even hanging from trees.
Ugh. And deer remains, too. Imagine stumbling onto that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sticks with you.
Totally. They knew instantly, we got to get out of here.
Mhm.
And walking back down the mountain, they had that feeling, being watched, followed.
Oh, creepy.
The witness said he never saw the creature itself again. But he still hears that flute sound sometimes, feels the temperature drop when he's in that area.
And he leaves.
always.
Wow.
And he's absolutely sure he'll never go back there alone.
See, it's those consistent patterns, the sound, the temperature, and then finding something tangible like the bone.
Exactly. That's what makes these more than just, seeing shadows. It adds a layer, almost like objective evidence for a very objective, terrifying experience.
Okay, so from creatures in the woods, let's shift gears.
Okay.
To beings that seem maybe not from around here, we've got two really bizarre accounts involving reptilian-like figures, both in Indiana, both November 1988. Strange coincidence.
It is striking. The first one involves a couple. They were camping near Bass Lake, Stark County, and they see this object in the sky at night. Definitely not conventional. Multicolored.
What shape was it?
Triangular, apparently, with a point at the bottom. Hovering just off the ground, flashing different colors.
Okay.
Then a door opens. A ramp comes down.
Oh, boy.
And down the ramp comes this weird-looking thing. That's their words. Man-shaped, they said, but looked like a lizard and had huge feet.
Lizard-like, huge feet.
Yep. And when it stopped at the bottom of the ramp and looked their way, that was it. Time to go. They got out of there.
I don't blame them. And it affected them physically, too, right?
It did. The man had severe headaches and body aches for several days after.
Which makes you wonder, now, what's really wild is just 2 days later, same month, same year.
Right.
Yeah.
Knox, Indiana, not far away, a 12-year-old boy this time.
He gets up for a drink of water in the middle of the night, sees flashing, multicolored lights outside his window.
He looks out,
Yeah.
and there's this large, diamond-shaped object sitting on his lawn.
Diamond shape this time.
Yeah, diamond-shaped, flashing lights look like it was made of copper-like metal. Then an escalator-type staircase comes out of it.
An escalator, not a ramp.
An escalator, according to the boy. And a figure comes down, smallish.
And his description of this figure, it's incredibly specific, isn't it?
It really is, especially for a 12-year-old. He said about 5'3". Normal arms, but claws.
Claws.
And double feet, whatever that means. Wearing a belt, symbols across his chest. Large nose, square mouth, dark brown eyes.
And the skin.
Green. Lizard-like. Scaly, wrinkled skin. That's the description.
Wow. So this being walks towards the house. The boy's terrified, obviously.
Understandably. But then the neighbor's dog starts barking like crazy.
Ah, the classic guard dog intervention.
Right. The being stops, turns its head, looks directly at the boy in the window.
And that's the last thing he clearly remembers.
That's the last detailed memory. Next thing, he just sees the object silently lift off and disappear.
And investigators found traces.
They did. Later, investigators checked the lawn and found markings, traces, consistent with something having landed there.
See, physical evidence, again, even if it's just traces on the grass, it does move it beyond just what someone thought they saw.
Absolutely. It grounds the account in physical reality, suggesting something tangible actually occurred there.
Okay, so physical encounters with strange beings are one thing. But what about when time itself seems to break? When you just lose a chunk of it? That's profoundly disturbing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And our final account deals with exactly that. Missing time. This comes from a military officer. He was stationed at an army base in Petawawa, Ontario, Canada. This was between 97 and 99.
Okay.
The specific night was August 22nd, 1999. Sometime late, between 1 and 3 a.m., sky was overcast, pitch dark. He's lying in his shell scrape, a shallow trench for cover.
Right, basic training stuff.
Exactly. And he sees this red light.
Just the light.
Not just any light. It travels from his left, then changes direction, comes straight towards him. He described it as a semi-transparent, red floating orb. Didn't give off much light itself.
Semi-transparent, huh? Did he interact with it?
He tried. He actually reached out to touch it, but he said it seemed to move back just out of reach.
Playing keep away.
Sort of. Then it just floated slowly up and down like it was checking him out, sizing him up.
Okay, so what happens when something like that, totally defying physics, gets really close?
Well, it kept moving closer until it was hovering just millimeters in front of his nose.
Millimeters? Wow.
He felt like it was studying him. And then his words were, "I think it touched me."
You think it touched you?
That's what he said. And then next thing I remember, it was daylight.
Just gone. The whole period.
Gone. That missing time phenomena. It's incredibly unsettling because it messes with our core experience memory, the flow of time itself.
Yeah.
It pops up in a lot of these close encounter reports, suggests something really disorienting as part of these events.
So he wakes up the next morning, daylight, probably confused.
Disoriented, yeah. He talked to some other trainees later, and apparently they also claimed they saw a UFO that night.
Ah, potential corroboration?
Maybe. But when he reported what happened to him, the light, the missing time, to his commanding officer.
Let me guess.
Brushed off. Pretty much.
Yeah, good.
Told it was just a helicopter. Forget about it. Standard procedure, it seems.
Even though he was military police himself, he knew it wasn't a helicopter.
He was certain. Certain he didn't fall asleep, didn't dream it, didn't imagine it. And he could not account for that block of time.
And that dismissal by authorities.
Yeah.
We see that again and again, don't we?
It's a recurring theme. It isolates the witnesses, pushes these incredibly profound experiences to the fringes, even when there might be physical traces, like the lawn marks in Indiana.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've covered quite a spectrum here today. From those, frankly, terrifying upright canines in Iowa and Oregon
Yeah.
to the truly bizarre reptilian figures reported in Indiana by two separate witnesses.
In the same month.
Right, and then this deeply disorienting missing time experienced by a military officer up in Canada.
And it's those details, isn't it? The things that really make the stories unforgettable. Those orange glowing eyes, that weird flute sound, the sudden cold in that Oregon field, the massive bones they found,
Chilling.
the triangular craft versus the diamond one with the escalator,
The double feet, the scaly skin.
the red orb just millimeters from his nose. Wow.
And when you pull back, look at the bigger picture. You see these common threads weaving through accounts that seem totally different on the surface.
Yeah.
There's the fear, obviously, often just overwhelming terror.
Absolutely.
There's the way it fundamentally challenges their whole view of reality.
It has to.
And the lasting psychological impact.
Right.
Swilly's fear kicking in later, the Indiana guy's aches and pains.
Where it lingers.
These patterns, they're not just quirks. They might tell us something about how our minds even try to cope with something truly anomalous, like a kind of psychological shock, almost like your brain crashing when it gets data that just doesn't fit the operating system of reality.
So we live in a world where what we know is always expanding, always changing. What do these kinds of stories, these deeply personal, often deeply unsettling encounters, tell us about the actual limits of what we think is possible? And maybe more importantly, how do you, listening right now, navigate that blurry line between what we know and the intensely strange?